What's up, YouTube? As you can see, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. So I've got a project coming up where I'm going to have to replicate the same cut multiple times. It's not a problem with wood. I've got a saw table that'll help me replicate it, but some of these cuts that I've got to replicate are 17-18 foot long. I don't have a table long enough to set up for a permanent cut like that to make a fixture. So I think I'm going to build one in my shop. So this is kind of what I came up with. I want this table to hold or to do several different things. The top up here will hold a tabletop that'll be spaced every 2 inches that I can put a drop slide in or drop stop so I can butt my material up, and at the far end of the table I'll have the chop saw. As you come down, you've got the feet down here, and I'll put an adjustable bolt there and back here so that I can make sure the table's level all the way down, and then we'll put tabs in probably right about here that'll anchor it to that wall. Now this gap right here, I'm going to put 1.5 inch square stock in there so that I can put spare steel and tubing in there, so that when I get ready to cut projects, I've got my steel right here. I just pull it up, put it on the table, and go to cutting. Sorry about the horrible camera work. I'm still trying to figure all this out and ordering stands and things like that. So the table is going to be 20 foot long, so I've got to build 5 of these because I want to space 4 foot apart. Yes, my math's not correct. I'll show you why in a second. So let's see, how do they do that? There you go. So there's 4 of them, and the 5th one. That gets me to 16 foot. But as you come over into this corner, instead of wasting the steel, I'm going to come in here and put a piece of heavy gauge angle iron in there, anchor it to the wall, and that'll save me one of my lips. Like I said, I'll put a top on this that'll have pegs in it so I can make a stop, and then my saw will be down here, and I can put my steel up there, work it out, mark it, make multiple cuts at the same length, not waste a lot of time. So like I said, got to put tabs on them, adjusters, and the spacers to hold the steel, and I'm probably also going to put some tubing to tie them together from one to the other to make it a little more rigid. So I'll bring you back when I get a little further along with that. Alright y'all, sorry for the crappy lighting, but it's what I've got in the shop right now. So as you can see, we came in, we welded in our braces in the bottom, got it attached, and down here we've got adjustable nuts, both the front and the rear, so that if I needed to adjust the height of the table to make sure everything's straight and level, I could adjust those, make sure it's straight from one end to the other, and be able to keep anything I'm working on level. So I think it turned out pretty good. Like I said, it is 20 foot long. That way I can store 20 foot material up under here. And then the plan, excuse all the mess, this is It's what happens when you're a one-man show. Your shop becomes a disaster when you work on a project. So the plan is to take this, it's got these rollers on it. I'm going to make a plate that'll sit on top of it that I can attach my chop saw to, and then I can rotate it depending on which angle I need, so that I can rotate it, drop a pin, and be able to cut the angle repeatedly without having to change the fence on the saw and waste a lot of time setting up. Now, something else I'm going to do, I kind of got this idea from Arco at Outlaw's Edge. If you haven't seen his channel, man, go check it out. He's a really cool guy, great to talk to, great to work with, and he's been talking to me, helping me with some of the YouTube stuff. So phenomenal guy, phenomenal channel. You learn a lot there. But he did a fabrication table, and he drilled holes in the table. I think they were every 4 inches apart. And so my plan is to do the same thing. I have a mag drill. I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to drill a hole here and a hole here every 4 inches down it. And I'll make a brace with 2 tabs on it that can drop in. And then once I decide, okay, I need to cut a piece of metal, this long, my hole may be here, but I can drop the brace in, put a 1, 2, 3 block and some shims in it, slide my material into that position, and then come down to the saw, cut it off, and I can repeat that process as many times as I need without having to pull a tape and measure every single piece. So it's coming along. Let me get the metal in the storage rack, and then I'll show you the final product. Alright, so there's the finished product for right now. That'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about with the cutoff saw. This is the saw I've been using. I've probably been using it for a year now. They're not sponsoring me, but I'll be honest. I've had the old abrasive chop saws, and I still have one, but this thing, that cold cut saw, oh my God, that is the job right there. So if you have a chance to get one, man, get one, especially if you're doing a bunch of metal work. They are nice. Like I said, not sponsored by them, but I love their product. So as you can see, I've still got to drill the holes in the table up here, but I've got all my materials up here in the rack. I've got round bar right here, all my square stock, and then some 1-inch tubing, 2-inch tubing, some angle, flat stock down on the bottom. And I think it works out pretty good, man. Still needs a little cleaning up. I think I'm going to weld some tabs on the ends of these, especially the ones that hold the round stock, just to keep it from rolling off and protect my toes. But yeah, another project down. Hopefully shortly I'll lay the holes out and go on and drill them. Get my little lazy Susan for the saw done, and this project will be finished and I can put it to work. Hey, I hope y'all are having a good day. It's another day in paradise here, so y'all have a blessed one. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.